Hello, my name is Natalia Torres, and for my Module 5 mini presentation, I will be exploring racial segregation, specifically in U.S. schools, and the student resilience in the film Freedom Writers. So, a little bit of history on racial segregation in American schools. Um, Starting off in 1896 with the Plessy vs. Ferguson law being passed that made racial segregation legal as long as facilities were claimed to be separate but equal. This, however, was not true as many black and brown children attended overcrowded and severely underfunded schools with limited resources, along with having to travel long distance to get to and from school. However, in 1954, the Brown versus Board of Education law declared that racial segregation in public schools was unconstitutional, overturning separate but equal and leading to school desegregation. However, although schools were supposed to be desegregated, many colored students still faced pushback. An example of this would be in 1975 when 9 African American students faced resistance from the governor and local protesters as they attempted to enroll in Little Rock Central High School. This is just one of many examples of how when students of color were trying to enroll in predominantly white schools, they still faced pushback, even trying to just enroll. Which is why I believe that even today, black and brown students still face segregation and inequality in public schools. And here are just some more examples. Another really popular and well-known example would be the story of Ruby Bridges. I believe she was in first grade when she was the first African American student to attend an elementary school and having to be escorted by police, along with just images of when colored people were protesting for a better school, along with the opposite side who believed that integration was a mortal sin and race mixing was communism. And here on the bottom is a picture of the governor with his police officers blocking off the entrance to the high school in an attempt to block the 9 African American students from even entering the school. And here is an example of how severely underfunded black schools were compared to white schools. Even going back to this picture, you can see it kind of looks like a house. It's only one story, and then here for the predominantly white school, it's a really nice two-story neighborhood, or not neighborhood, it's two-story school, and it's just a very overall nice school, while again black schools were just severely underfunded. I believe Freedom Writers is just a great key example of how even after the end of legal segregation, many schools still remain divided. A good example of this would be the two English classes, the honors class and the basic English class. So obviously the honors class was filled with predominantly white students, and up here you can see their classroom, which is a very bright, vibrant class. They have a whiteboard, a computer, they have nice desks, they even have a TV. They're set up for success. They have the resources to succeed in school, while the standardized English class, which was filled with the predominantly colored students, they had a very obviously it was a downgrade from the honors class, and they have a chalkboard. I believe the teacher didn't even have a computer, or maybe she did. They have very low quality desk, and the desks are pretty much ruined for the most part, and the windows are messed up. It's the shelves were cluttered, and this is just an example of how it was even back then when schools were segregated. Like here, the predominantly white school is a really clean classroom, nice desk, but then the African American class, or the colored classroom, is just very low quality, and they don't have the resources they need. Um, to add on to that, the film also had a lot revealed all the biasness from some of the teachers and staff toward the colored students. They viewed them as unteachable and incapable of learning because of their race and their upbringing and association with gangs or violence. They had doubts in the students without even knowing them, and without even getting to know them, and just automatically believing that, or not even wanting to waste their time on them because they believed they would be nobodies. Therefore, not even bothering giving the resources needed to teach them and to help them grow as individuals. This leads me to my question, which is, how can school leaders create environments where all students feel welcome and have equal opportunities? I believe that schools, like the question says, should feel welcome to all students and give them all equal opportunities. Like in the film, they didn't even want to give them nice books for them to read because they believed that they would just destroy them. And it's just that stigma they have on those students, believing that they just don't care about their education, and they're just throwing it away without getting to know them and their stories, and even trying to push them to read a book and to get engaged in class, like Mrs. Gurwell did. And that's pretty much the end of my presentation. And thank you.